So, got a huge match tonight. Gonna give you a peek behind the curtain of my day in the preparation of transforming into that dude. Come on in. Big bag. And there's a reason why it's a big bag, because these big 16-inch boots I got. Otherwise, I'd be able to have a much smaller bag, but when you want to look fly, you got to sacrifice space, apparently. My favorite are the white boots, but also I wear the black if it's going to get dirty or I want to go for a different look or I just want to change it up. Everything is very organized and compartmentalized. I'm kind of OCD about it, so every place has every place or everything has a space and a function for it. I'm a day of packer just because everything, like I said, is so regimented and I know exactly what needs to go where. So, like for instance, I know that my knee sleeves and my elbow pads go in this pocket, and my knee pads go in this pocket. So as long as there's something in that pocket, I know that that's good. I've got my hamper, my clothes hamper there for all the dirties after. I've got my different jackets that I can wear. There's the red one, and then there's the black one. And I've got all my actual gear in here with my socks and my different colored gear, whether it's my red or my black or my silver. So, like I said, I know where everything should go, so that's why I can kind of rest easy and just be able to pack in 10 minutes. It's definitely been developed over time, my process, I guess you could say, my procedure. I used to just take a huge duffel bag and everything was just thrown in there, but that just gave me anxiety. So that's why I decided to switch everything up to make everything easy to remember, easy to place. I've even got my toiletry bag pre-packed with everything that I would need. Deodorant, water bottle. I've even got like toothpaste and a toothbrush in there. I have athletic tape. You boys got everything. The most important and the most intimidating part of my repertoire is this right here. Don't tell my daughter that I took it because it's a fight every single time, but it's mine. But it's actually something that is special to me, because when I'm at a wrestling show and I'm all, nervous and amped up and excited, I'm around all these people wanting to do the best that I can, whatever. It kind of grounds me and reminds me of like who I'm doing this for. So as soon as I open it up and I see this very intimidating Minnie Mouse towel, it makes me think about my baby girl, and then it kind of puts everything in perspective and helps me remember why I'm doing it. All right, so my gear bag is packed, and now I'm going to pack my merch bag, because little known fact, you can actually get paid outside of the ring as well. So I've got shirts, I've got cool little stickers, buttons, magnets, all the things for all of you Jamiacs to come get down on. So I'll set up a merch table at the show, and this bad boy is already packed, like I said before, so we're ready to go. All right, so now we're all packed up and ready to go. Now, 2.5 hour drive, which actually is not bad in wrestling mileage, and you're gonna be with me, so let's get to it. So this particular show is only about 2.5 hours away. I think it said it was like 180 miles, roughly, which isn't bad actually for wrestling standards. Anything under like 6 hours is pretty much doable. At least for me. I know that people travel 8, 10, 12 hours, 14 hours, but I do not want to sit in a car for that long. So I will fly, and flights are not cheap. So if it's any farther, I'll try to book a flight and get there. But yeah, this one isn't too bad. I enjoy driving. I don't mind it. I know a lot of people hate sitting in the car forever.
if I'm the passenger, I'm not a big fan, but I actually do enjoy driving. And it's good because in wrestling you drive a lot. When I first started training, I would drive 2 hours each way in Nashville to get to my training. When I moved down here, there's a period where I was driving about an hour and a half or 2.5 hours, depending on traffic, to Tampa from Orlando twice a week. So obviously to have my very own pro wrestling facility within 15 minutes is a huge blessing, and something that a lot of guys don't have the luxury of, because we have a lot of members who will drive for an hour or 2 hours just to train 3 times a week. So this car has over 100,000 miles on it, and that's mainly 100%, 99% from wrestling. So from door to door, it should be roughly 2.5 hours, but we had about a 45-minute slowdown heading out of Orlando. Go figure, there's some traffic in Orlando. When does that ever happen? So we're rushing to make it before doors open, but that's okay because I'm a pro and I'll get there in time and be able to put everything together and it'll be fine. The younger me might have freaked out about this, and I don't have 10 hours before to plan my match and talk with everybody, and but once you've done it for a while, if something comes up like this where you happen to be late because of unforeseen circumstances, you're able to put something together. You have tricks in the bag that you already know that are tried and true, and you're able to do that. But excited for the show tonight. There's a lot of friends on this show that I've wrestled with and done life with for a couple years now. The promoters, it's a husband and a wife, and they're very sweet people. They're also Christians, they're believers, so we share that common bond. But they've always treated me really well. When Renee and the kids came a few times ago, they were feeding them food and giving them merch and making sure that they, their water was full, as they're waiting on every waiting a hand and foot, just every beck and call. So they're a blessing for us to be able to go. I go here roughly once a quarter. So I haven't seen them since I think July. So excited to get back. It's at a fairgrounds. So a lot of pro wrestling is either like at a fairgrounds or an armory, or an auxiliary complex, or some place where there's kind of ample parking. It's a big open building to kind of do whatever you want to in it. So they run every couple months out of this show at the fairgrounds, and it's a good crowd, kind of an old school crowd. So it's easy for me to make them mad as the bad guy. So that's a lot of fun. But at the end of the day, it's just everybody treats me super well. I know everybody pretty well, and this will be my 4th or 5th time, and I'm always excited to go back.
Dude, screaming? They haven't even seen Jamie Stanley yet. Just wait.
Apparently I'm the only person in pro wrestling that puts pool noodles in their boots. Every time I go to a show and I do it, there's somebody asks me that says, why do you do that? Well, as you can see, I've got these big 16-inch boots, and if you don't put said pool noodles in there, they tend to bend. It will eventually ruin the boot. It'll get creases. It'll degrade over time. So, actually, funny story, my sister, who was in theater, she had big, tall theater boots for whatever that they use, but she put pool noodles in hers. And so I took her idea and stole it and brought it to pro wrestling. So, when you put the noodle in there, it doesn't bend, it doesn't break, it doesn't crease. The boots keep their integrity, and so do I. So that's why. Another day in the books. We're all healthy. That's really all that matters. That dude goes away for the day. Back in his suitcase where he belongs.